Welcome to Professor AC's presentation on cystic fibrosis by Professor Austin Choi. What is cystic fibrosis? Cystic fibrosis is known as CF in a shorter word. This disease is carried from an autosomal recessive trait. It is a disease from the secretory glands. This means that there are inflammations on the respiratory and digestive system. Most of the time, there are mucus-filled in organs that block the organs to function properly. Cystic fibrosis is also when water and salt cannot be transported or exchanged in the cell membrane, which cannot filter out.